back to Dynasty Mode. I'm Next, let's choose your rosters. If you're looking for the latest EA Sports recommended roster featuring more than 1,000 additional players, choose the active roster option. Or you can select the rosters from our original launch with a default roster option. Here is where you can customize your Dynasty experience. Similar to last year, here's where you'll modify your settings from the updated list of available options and customize your conferences complete with unique rules and protected rivals. It's now time to select your team. Would you prefer to take over an established contender, or time to figure out where on the coaching staff you want to start? Now for the fun part. Here, you'll create a coach of your own or select an exhibit. Congratulations. It's time to sign your first coaching contract. Now pay attention to the expectations of the role. Failing to meet the university's expectations will land you on the hot seat and potentially looking for a new job when the coaching carousel rolls around. Let's quickly walk through recruiting in EA Sports College Football 26. Our recruiting system... This would be a good time to ingest some extra caffeine. Late night adventures on the gridiron, and we all know anything can happen when you kick off after dark. Welcome to Nippert Stadium, one of the grand old cathedrals in the sport and home to the Cincinnati Bearcats. As we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers, taking on a team from the Big 12, the Cincinnati Bearcats. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. Cornhuskers ready to get this thing started and open the season. Coming out with it, it's Anderson. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. So the Cincinnati Bearcats offense will start this game off with... The age of the game-breaking tight end is here, Jesse, and we have another guy who is threatening to redefine this position.
Yeah, we've seen over the years now the evolution of the tight end position, right? It's not just blocking and catching passes. They're getting involved now in the running game. We're seeing tight ends even throw the football, David. This guy can do it all.
And why is that so difficult? Because as a defender, what do I want to play you as? Do I want to play you with an extra linebacker on the field, or do I bring in a DB? And either way, I can be wrong. The big, strong bodies that can also be receivers and also block, they make the game easy.
Just searching and working for the running room as he gets it out to the 26. Let's take a minute and talk about Cincinnati. The good news about starting the season outside the top 25, not a lot of lofty expectations. You can sneak up on a few teams, but sooner or later, you're going to want to get that attention. Turning it on! They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground. And the Bearcats have it with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake, now to throw. He hurls one deep down the left side. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. He's brought down. A short return, but the defense comes out on top with a pick.
Rain games are so annoying for an offense when you want to throw the football and it's coming down and you can't grip it. But I just remember back in Little League football, rain practices were the best, weren't they? You just run and dive as hard as you can into the puddles, see how far you can slide. And the great thing was, Mama had to clean your uniform and not you.
And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. The Huskers backed up deep in their own end, trying to create a little space on 1st down. Give to the running back. Looks as if he'll work his way forward and get it up to about the 11-yard line.
Love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Hands it off. And the Huskers will move the sticks. When you're called Corn Huskers, you're like a big red thrashing machine, and you're going to get it done on the ground.
Just going to chew up the ground yards. Just going to eat you up, play physical, be different. And that's what Nebraska fans want. Throw back to the old days, the glory days, and they want some of that here in this recent history.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had to get those running backs on the ground. Great start on this first drive.
Rolling, throwing, looking right. He's got it for a big play. They get him down on the play, and this big-armed sophomore's not afraid to show off the gun. It was quite a burden for Dylan Raiola a year ago, viewed as the Nebraska football savior. So, Jesse, how should he approach growth and improvement in his sophomore season?
Well, I think you got to continue to grow. There were a lot of eyes on Dylan Raiola last year, for good reason. He is unbelievably talented, but we saw the swagger that he brings to the offense and that X factor and demeanor he really brings to the team. They believe in him. They were able to win a lot of close games a season ago. I think it's not about resting on your laurels. It's about taking the next step to try and be better.
Leaves it with the running back. Past the 1st down marker and still running. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Matt Rhule delivered Nebraska's first winning season since 2016, but they lost 5 games by a single possession. Now Rhule's going to have to find a way to win those close games.
They got to find a way to win the close games. They made the change last year down the stretch at OC, and now does that pay off? Because I think we all believe we watched Dylan Raiola, and he's got something to him, Palmer. He's got that special to him. You can see it in spurts, but we got to get it more consistently.
This was a program that didn't look very good a couple of years ago, and what a difference 1 year makes. All of a sudden, this team believes. There's a lot of discipline, and a lot of that comes from Coach Rhule, but you're right, David. That swagger that Raiola brings this offense, it just makes them different.
The negative play leaves him with 2nd and 12. Back to pass, it's Raiola. Going to try to pop one on the screen. How much lingerie is this guy going to leave on the deck as he gets it down to the 20?
Love the execution there on the screen. The running back shows pass protect, pass protect. Last second turns around, so he's able to get the ball. The D linemen have already run past him. Now he can turn upfield for a big gainer.
They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. They'll give it to the back. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. They just need a few more inches here on 4th down, and they'll try to get it with the offense. The Cornhuskers kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Here's the fly sweep. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's almost as if the defense knew that jet sweep was coming. Great job getting penetration at the point of attack, and they were in the backfield, nowhere for the receiver to go.
The Huskers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. The give to the back. He's tackled right at the 10-yard line, and they're trying to cash in on this drive.
I don't know, man. If I'm on defense here and I'm watching the way my D-line's getting manhandled, I might have to put more guys in the box. I might have to sacrifice his safety and try to get more hats close to the line of scrimmage to slow this running back down, because the RPO game's been a problem.
They'll make the stop about a yard short of the first down. Looking for a push on 4th down. They'll get him stopped just short of the end zone, but they're in business here with a first down.
And talking to the OC this week, getting this running back going was step number 1, was priority number 1. He said it makes the whole offense go. Like, he is the bell cow. He is the guy. This offense is doing exactly what
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Huskers. They draw first blood, and that is exactly what you want to open the season with a drive like that.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TD.
Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. So the 16-play drive, and close the deal with a 3-yard touchdown run. Fielded in the end zone, it's Anderson. Not nearly as much as he had hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Good news, I guess. A lot of room to work with as they start this drive from their own 15. Hold and finds his man on the left. And after the tackle, that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Nebraska is on top. And we've reached the end of one. Before we move on, let's take a look at our stats so far. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the second. The Bearcats with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Looking downfield, it's Sorsby. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. Just making life miserable for opposing quarterbacks the way Trev Alberts always did.
Yeah, just finding a guy that can sniff out the quarterback and kind of feel it, have those instincts. You could tell he saw it, went and got it, just like your boy Trev Alberts, Reese.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third down, he drops the throw. And he feels the heat coming and it burns him up. Another sack.
Yeah, and the defensive lineman, you know, third and long situations, I'm rushing the quarterback. You bring in the nickel, a little bit more speed on the field, and the defensive line gets home and gets the sack on third down.
The Bearcats will send out the punt unit. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. So from the shadow of his goalpost, he gets the punt away. He'll field it close to the 50. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Man, what a drive that was the last time they had it. Basically the length of the field. Much better starting point this time. Safe completion on the screen. Jukes his way for more. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33. Offense trying to keep them off balance on 1st and 10. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum, and this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
It's complete to the right. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion.
It's not a great feeling on defense, too. When you're blitzing, you're expecting to get a sack. You're expecting to get a hit on the quarterback. If the offensive line and running backs pick it up, because now you have one less guy in the back end trying to cover all these receivers and tight ends, and you know you're in trouble.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Raiola. Snagged on the outside, it's Ives.
Listen, nice completion, short game. Now you get to 3rd down. 3rd down's more manageable. But guess what? If I don't get it on 3rd down, I still got that 4th down in my pocket. Nowadays, analytics, we're going for it anyways.
On 3rd down, going up top. Just threw that one way too far.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
And he missed it. No good. And the margin remains at 7 after the miss.
Well, that's one the kicker would like to have back. That's a kick he should be making in his sleep.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Catch in the middle, it's Allen. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Slants against man. That wide receiver has to win right now at the line of scrimmage against that DB playing man coverage. Quarterback, timing with the wide receiver, put it on the money. Wide receiver's probably still going to get hit, too, and got to hold on to that thing.
Catch in the middle, it's Royer. Oh, a lot of space. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
This is a tight end that not only is going to play with his hand in the ground, but he can line up in the slot as well and attack the defense vertically. He's too fast for linebackers to cover, and he's too big for DBs to cover. He's a real weapon in this offense.
Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The offense set for a first down play. Looking downfield, it's Sorsby. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. Nice move to pick up yardage. They'll say he goes out of bounds, mark it at the 46.
Well, a nice gainer on that running back screen. How about the offensive line getting downfield and getting blocks to really help out the back, find some space to go to work?
The Bearcats in a good spot here with second and short. Defense showing blitz here. They're looking to throw on second and short. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they could.
It's a running room. And they explode on that one, and they've got it down to the 22.
And I love when you understand when I'm supposed to put some RPMs on that football. You could tell he's thrown over the middle of the field. He knows he's got defenders there. I got to throw this thing in there quick, fast, in a hurry. Nice job by the quarterback.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Throws to the wideout. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They're dealing with a second and long. Just keeps slinging it. Throwing right. He makes a grab. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business with a first and goal. And wait just a second. The official's going to take a second look at this one. After taking another look just to confirm everything, the officials on the field got it right. Play will stand. And the Bearcats will try to punch it in on first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And wow, the defense was in there quick, fast, and in a hurry and shut that run game down. Like, they were ready for that. Second down now. A little more space for the offense, backed up, a little more room to operate and try to maybe find some windows to throw a football here.
Can the D deny them on second and goal? Wide receiver going in motion. Defense wants to bring the heat. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
And what a job by the defense, seeing the quarterback throw the football, break on the football, no space allowed. As soon as he catches it, defender meet ball carrier.
Touchdown, Cincinnati! The finisher, the exclamation point on that drive.
I was so excited for this game because I just knew it was going to be a back-and-forth battle, and that's what we've seen here. Great job by the quarterback, good decision, reading the coverage, accurate throw. They get the extra point. This thing is all knotted up.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. He'll bring it out. It's Hunter. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. A blown opportunity, missing that short field goal on the last drive, and now they'll try to put something on the board here. Caught in the backfield, it's Johnson. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to throw, it's Raiola. Pulls it in, it's Barney. No chance to run, but still a good gain.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed? After he made his break, he was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
And the Huskers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Try to get the edge with a quick touch pass. Got a little space. And they did not let him reach the line to gain. It'll bring up a decision here. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. The Cornhuskers will punt it away on 4th down. They'll boot it away for the first time tonight. Fair catch is called for. You want to make sure that you field it cleanly in rainy weather like this. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They're going to throw it to start the drive. Snagged in the middle. It's Allen. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
Timeout, Cincinnati.
Now on 1st down from the 43-yard line. To the air on 1st down. Wiggles looking for the end zone. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. Bringing it back. And the defender is tackled, and that's how we'll run out the first half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update.
Boys, you never quite know what to expect there in Cincinnati, and we've had a lively first half. And that defense has to feel like it just played about as close to a perfect first half as it can play. And who am I to argue? I mean, check out that scoreboard. Bone-crushing hits and an airtight secondary. Feels like they have 12, 13 dudes out there against that offense, which needs a real pick-me-up and fast.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. First drive of the 2nd half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the 2nd half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
And that's a good 2nd down run. Commit to the running game. Run the football. Great gain. Great job by the offensive line. Keep it rolling.
The analytics nerds will tell you that a 4-yard pickup on 1st down is a successful play. Let's see what they have on 1st and 10. It's a fumble. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Wide open spaces. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. And the offense is out on the field with a 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the 2nd.
To make this short field pay off with a touchdown instead of settling for 3, but it is 3rd and goal. Let's it go to the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats. And with that, they've got the lead here in the 2nd half. When you're handed a break with unbelievable unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
On the run from inside his own 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. As it turns out, the fumble on that last drive set up the touchdown, David.
And there's no bigger stat in football than turnovers. You turn the football over, they turn it into points. Jesse, that is not a recipe for success.
Good news, though, they get another chance, right? They can make amends with this drive right here. That's all that's important. You've got to execute, and you've got to lock in.
The Huskers have a lot of options on 2nd and inches. They'll give it to Johnson. And he'll get it up to the 38. It'll be a first down.
Well, they needed 2 yards for that first down. The running back doing just enough to make sure he keeps this drive alive.
It's 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Looking for a physical attack from the gun. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Back to throw. It's Raiola. Caught close to the marker. It's Hunter. Good pickup there. They'll move the chains, and they're set up at the 41. And the Huskers are on the move. They're going back to the ground. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
I don't know if the quarterback read the coverage properly on that one, but obviously the result is an incompletion.
Couldn't find his man last time, and that leaves him with a 3rd and 6. From the gun, wants to pass. And the 3rd down pass is incomplete.
They're trying to get the receiver on a drag route and work him through all the bodies in traffic, but there's just too much happening. I don't think he saw the throw real well, and it falls incomplete.
This is hardly a surprise. After converting their first 2 fourth down attempts, they'll try it again. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Complete out of the backfield, looking for the sticks. And they finally get him to the ground. An easy conversion for this offense. Defense, not exactly the perfect 4th down call there.
Well, there's the advantage of having versatility at the running back position. On 4th down, everybody in the stadium is expecting if you throw it, it's probably going to a receiver at tight end. But because of his ability to catch the football, he makes a huge play for this offense and keeps the drive alive.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground. That is a baller.
Knocked down at the 6, but that completion will set up a 1st and goal.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. He had a little bit of time to throw. You can move guys with your eyes. That drag comes wide open. Good throw, good catch, first down.
He just kept those big, powerful thighs churning, but he'll be knocked down at the 1. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. 2 of their 3 red zone trips have come up empty. They'd like to punch it in here on 2nd and goal. They'll run it to the left, looking for the touchdown here. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Nebraska. Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Buffalo went into hostile territory and came away with a convincing victory. The Bulls always seem to get everyone's best punch, but today they were the ones who delivered the knockout. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. To throw, it's Sorsby. That one never had a chance. Incomplete. Man, what a finish we could have. Tie game, 3rd quarter here, 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Makes the grab. Really good pickup on 2nd down there. Leaves him with 3rd and 2.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football.
Oh, he's got some space. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the 1st down.
And that is exactly why you stick to running the football. Haven't had a lot of success, but boom, you pop one, right? That's what you got to do. You cannot become one-dimensional and just throw the football every down. Love the offense sticking to the run. Nice job getting the 1st down.
Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
Well, you can see the effect that last run play had on the defense. They had a really good-looking run, and all of a sudden they come back with play action. Everybody bites. They play downhill, and it opens up a guy up top for the offense. Really nice job setting up that shot play to get an explosive one through the air.
He fought him off for a while, but that's what they mean by gang tackling. Got some work to do after that last play. 2nd and 13. Wants to go up top. Grabs behind the line. It's Pryor. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. And it seems to be a lot easier for the quarterback to find this guy than it is for the defense.
Yeah, and I think this is a guy, Reese, that you can split him out. You can feel comfortable getting the football as many ways as possible because he is one of those matchup problems. Linebackers aren't going to be able to run with him, so trying to find ways to maximize that little guy's speed and athletic ability.
And they'll send out the kicker to try a field goal. The kicker will try to punch one through from 41 yards away. He splits the uprights. And now they regain the lead.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Opening play of this drive will come from their own 23. Power football with the run. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2. Second down coming up. Wants to throw. It's Raiola. Unloads to the wideout. Final play of the quarter, and the ball falls incomplete. That's the end of the quarter, and Cincinnati is on top. And we've reached the end of the 3rd, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. They had a little extra time to dial something up for this 3rd down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Quarterback moving. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 4th down. The Cornhuskers decide to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just...
Turning on the Jets. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a 1st down.
And this offense, you can tell, just still feeling confident. Like, they have the lead. It's the 4th quarter. 1st down, that's not a running play. That's a passing play. They're really in a rhythm, feeling good about themselves.
Leaves it with the back. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run play action. Got his man quickly. He's close to the 1st down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards.
He's loose. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. The Bearcats are moving quickly down the field. Might as well give it to him again. Hard running there. Tough, determined run. Gets it down to the 12.
Yeah, and that's a great job by this offense. And I'll tell you what, 4th quarter, you have the lead. That's exactly what you want to do. Lean on these guys, run the football, eat that clock.
And this one will be stopped for no gain.
2nd and short equals bow up, be physical, move a hole, get a gap, let my back fall forward. That back had nowhere to run, no push up front. Gotta be more physical, Jesse, on those 2nd down and short situations.
So for that point, David, I think you got to stick with it if you're on offense as its staff. Challenge your guys to get some push up front. You've recruited this position really well. You need these guys to move some bodies because you've got a talented guy in the backfield that can hurt this defense if you just give him a crease.
The pull and throw off the RPO. They get it down to the 7 on that pass play in prime position for a score. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a 1st without scoring. Dropping back, it's Sorsby. Rushes on him. They wrap him up. He tried to get back to the line of scrimmage, but he's stopped in the backfield.
These are the plays as a defense that mean so much for so many reasons. Getting in the backfield, obviously getting the sack, so putting them a little bit behind the sticks, but also hitting that quarterback.
And he's going to take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bearcats!
And that is a drive and a score they absolutely had to have. Now making it a 2-possession game late in this one. It wasn't going to be enough to just play it safe, play it conservative, punt the ball away, and count on your defense. They were aggressive. They mixed it up, but getting that score, that is huge for their win probability now.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on 1st down.
But talking to the coaching staff coming into tonight, they thought they had to have success throwing the football if they were going to win this game. And one of the biggest reasons why I'd say they're losing right now is because this guy still hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. The defense has been ready for the deep shots. They're ready yet again here late in the game. Nice job forcing that incompletion.
The Huskers come to the line on 3rd and short, looking to keep this drive moving. Moves around to clear up the vision. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself? And this set of downs gets started from the 33, 1st and 10.
And on the third play of the drive, third down, it's the scrambling ability of this quarterback that goes and picks up the first down. He was so calm back there. He never got flustered. Nobody open. No problem. If you give this guy 1 yard to run, he's going to tuck it and take off, and that's exactly what happened.
It's a seam wide open. And that is a nifty bit of navigation to get through that traffic and get the first down.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's a big-time moment. In the fourth quarter, you know the ball's going to be in his hands. Got to get to him. Got to ruffle his feathers, hit him a few times, make him feel uncomfortable.
Quarterback trying to attack the middle of the field. I like the aggressive nature, but his receivers aren't 9 feet tall. No one's going to catch that. No one can climb the ladder. You got to bring it down a little bit.
Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him. But this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Throws to the tight end. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up. No signs of any kind of kicker as they'll leave the offense out there to try to move those chains. On fourth down, trying to find his man. Makes a grab past the marker. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with a first down at the 31.
Well, you got to give this quarterback a ton of credit because he showed tremendous confidence on that throw. That wasn't just trying to throw to the...
Oh, he's getting ahead. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Before that score, considering last rites, now all of a sudden, they're not dead yet. In fact, they're feeling much better, and they're alive, and they've got a chance.
And I'm looking on the field right now. I'm looking at their sideline. They're energized, Reese. After that last score, all of a sudden, they believe they can come back and win this game. This is a totally different-looking team than what we saw earlier.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. The give and tick, 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 tick. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
The defense, obviously, at this point is trailing. They need to get the football back. They're expecting run. They know the offense is going to try and bleed the clock, so you got to be good at the point of attack. They were right there. They gave up nothing on that run.
Might as well keep pounding that rock at this point in the game, even though it's 2nd and 12. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Bearcats are in a mess here on 3rd and a mile. Off play action. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. And the Bearcats will call on their punt team. And he really needs to get away a good kick here. And the returner goes down. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They reeled off a long touchdown drive the last time they had a much better field position this time around. They've got it 1st and 10 at the 50. Back to throw, it's Raiola. Can't make the grab. Quarterback just missed him a little bit.
And this offense has been a struggle bus. I mean, just call it like it is, guys. It hasn't been good, especially the passing game. And I'll tell you what, QB's played better games before. And I'm interested to watch. Can he stay positive? Can he finish this game off on a good note?
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Man, this is a big third down coming up. What is this offense going to lean on? They've tried the run. They've tried the pass. Hasn't been great. They've got to put something together here trailing the fourth quarter.
They need to get a little closer for a field goal try, and they've got to do it in a hurry. That's caught. It's eyes. And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach.
A lot of times late in games, you see this by defenses. They're going to drop back, and they're going to take away all the deep stuff, trying to take away all the passing lanes. Nice job getting to your running back, letting him get positive yards, and then let's get up to the ball quickly.
They'll run for it. And the Huskers pick up the first down.
Man, when you're in plus territory on 4th and 1, I don't think the quarterback was ever thinking about coming off the field.
I wouldn't be surprised if the QB convinced the coach to go ahead and do it from the way it looked.
100%. That's coach. We got this. Absolutely. We want more points. We got to go for it. I believe in my guys. The players always try to go for it.
Defense not fooled there in a 2-minute situation. This offense trying to go quick game, trying to catch some blocks, see if they can spring that guy, but the defensive pursuit just too good on that one.
Got it in the middle. It's eyes. He's finally stopped, but not before he takes it into the red zone. They'll mark it at the 18.
And after that big completion with no timeouts, you need to clock it right now. You need to spike the ball, save some clock, knowing you've got to throw this ball into the end zone, give yourself a chance to win.
Trying to set up the screen. Got enough space. Touchdown, Husker. They move on top here in the fourth.
Yeah, and a nice job in the fourth quarter making plays, and a nice job being on the same page. QB, receiver. You could tell he broke with the football. He caught it in stride, gets into the end zone. Nice pitch and catch right there. Nice chemistry by the QB and wide receiver.
He'll try to tack on one more.
Okay. I just want everybody.
And the extra point is good. And
I just want everybody.
It's now a 4-point lead in the fourth.
Everybody that was writing these dogs off.
The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. Fielded in the end zone. It's Anderson. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. This drive will open from the 15.
Woo, doggy. Come on, boys.
To the air, it's Sorsby.
Getting them, getting them.
Here's the pressure.
Oh, that's picked.
And here's the third interception of the night. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap
All right,
it
boys.
up, make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here.
And some guys just have a knack of finding the football, and he is one of them. Like, you can just tell when the ball's in the air, he's like, that is mine. His second big game-changing play in this football game.
Come on now. Maybe the greatest video game football simulation ever aired on YouTube.
I love that as the players. You come out, you have so much anticipation coming into the season, finally getting ready to play in front of a live audience. You're able to come out and execute and get this win.
Making lunch, taking care of my daughter during the first half.
And for the losing team, obviously, it's a little bit different. You have
It's a balancing act.
now to analyze where do I need to get a little bit better, but plenty of time still left in the season to improve and turn it around.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football. Welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska, home of the Cornhuskers and home to some of the most loyal fans in the sport where, once again, Memorial Stadium will be sold out. We've got a sensational matchup for you. Fans have been filing in and getting ready for this game. As we'll see a squad from the back, the Akron Zips, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, can't wait to get this one started. The Zips will put total leather and will get started. On the move from inside is 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Nebraska's offense takes the field for the first time today. And they're going to be met by one of the best defenses in the nation, David. And I know seeing a defense doing what they want, when they want to do it, makes you a happy man.
Well, defense is starting to make a comeback. Like, I'm excited about this new era of football. Like, we're seeing better tackling and we're seeing better coverage than we were a couple years ago. And this defense is fun to watch.
Wasting no time taking a shot. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. Seizing that open space, an opportunity all the way inside the red zone. They'll mark it at the 19. The entire complexion of this possession changed on that one play. Now they've got it 1st and 10 inside the 20. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around, that make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield. The running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense creating the tackle for a loss on 1st down.
He just threw that one away. Nobody was getting open. He had to live to fight another play in the red zone. It'll be 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Wide receiver comes in motion. Back to pass, it's Raiola. There he goes. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Nebraska.
And he finds the end zone. I tell you what, man, this guy's going to be a force. You look at this offense, they find different ways to get him the football, different ways to use him. 3 times now he's entered the end zone, and not even 2 full games yet. This dude's a playmaker.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So Akron's offense will take the field for the first time. And they are coming off a sensational performance led by this quarterback who's hoping he can build on things, Jesse.
Well, I know, having played the position, when you have a big game, you just can't wait to get back out there again and build on that performance. David, last time out, he was making the right reads. He showed off his arm talent. He had this offense moving up and down the field and finding the end zone. And you know he's excited to take on this defense today.
Yeah, and talking to the defensive coordinators coming into this football game, like, they're not going to do what happened last week. Like, you can't sit back and make the coverages easy for him to diagnose. He'll pick you apart like he did last week. Look for some change-ups and some curveballs for this defense.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. There he goes. That defense got gas, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. And the Zips come to the line after ripping off that huge gain on the ground, trying to keep it going. Defense looks like they're coming. Hauls it in. Boy, that was a precision play all the way around. Throw, catch, tackle, bang, bang, bang.
When these wide receivers work the middle of the field, so much of this is feel. Understanding where the holes are in the zone, or understanding how to get leverage on a man. And these wide receivers are dangerous nowadays because they do it so fast and see that so quick and make those plays over the middle.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Grabbed in the middle, it's Newell. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Great job by the quarterback throwing against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy.
Got some room, headed to the goal line, and he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Akron. Looking for the tie with the extra point.
My man, get him the ball. He will do the rest. Catches the football, walks into the end zone. Feed that man the rock.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. And here's the return. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. They'll get this drive going from the 17. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Changing on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29. Nebraska's had a lot of guys to feed over the years. Mike Rozier, Roger Craig, I am hip. But you don't know who's going to get it with this running attack.
Yeah, but I do know this, Reese. Whoever gets it is going to run the football physical. And Nebraska's going to be very happy. Their fan base will be jacked if they establish the physical ground game, because that's who they are.
Flips it out on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass, as it just never developed. You know, sometimes even a short game like that can be used to set up something bigger later on.
No doubt, Reese, they can pump that and take a shot down the field. And don't worry, they're going to go back to that same play because they know this guy with the ball in his hands is dangerous. He makes one guy miss, he can take it to the house.
What a snag. How about that catch, man? When he threw the football, you're like, no, don't throw it. But the big fella says, it's my ball. I don't care if anybody's near me. He'll make the catch. That tight end just earned some money.
The Cornhuskers will keep this drive going.
You know, college football is so much about emotion and momentum and trying to find parts of games where you can grab it. How about going for it on 4th down on your own end of the field early like that and coming away with the first? That's huge.
The defense really gets it. They understand what's going on. The quarterback is a threat to run the football. I have to understand that. It changes the way I play defense. Am I going to have more speed on the field? Whatever I do, I got to make sure I do what they did right there. Focus in on the QB, lock in, and make sure he doesn't beat me.
Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. The Huskers really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. They'll try to power their way ahead. Doesn't quite make it to the 1st down marker. He's a yard short.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
And the Huskers get it past the sticks.
Hey, 4th and short, it's time to be physical. You give it to your running back. You can see he gets physical, gets downhill, gets the 1st down.
They'll line up right at the 48-yard line on 1st and 10. Bringing the heat. Finds his man. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
I like the mitts, the big fella coming in with the catch. Hey, running a little bit of a route, showing a little wiggle, getting open, throwing the football. Somebody catch it, big fella.
The gift to the tailback. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
This is an offense, guys, that really believes in physicality, and that's their identity. So running the ball on 2nd down, no problem for them.
The Cornhuskers pounded the rock to move the sticks, now back to work. Got his man on the right. Tried to hit him with a quick game on 1st down, and nothing doing there. Quarterback in trouble, just dump it right in the gut. Don't make him reach for it. Just put it right on the body of the fullback.
Yeah, Reese, you got to be real accurate when you throw to these guys. Not the biggest catch radius, let's just say. Moving forward, though, I think we're going to see this fullback play a big role in this offense.
The Huskers have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. The screen, he can go. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
Nice job, defense. You always hear people talk about tackling the catch. You saw it right there. There was nowhere for that receiver to go once he had possession. As a result, no gain.
And they'll stop him about 5 yards short of the first. And he barely got enough of that one to somehow tuck it into the left corner just over the crossbar. And with that, they've taken the lead. We've reached a break. It's Nebraska holding the lead. And we've come to the end of one. And let's take a quick moment to catch up on the stats. Lots of time left and ready to go back at it here in the second quarter. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Akron has it back, ready to send that offense back onto the field. They'll open this drive, hoping to move it down the field. A touchdown would give them the lead. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Got a man, it's Polk. Turning it on! They'll get the first down. It's spotted on the 49.
When offenses run these slant routes, it's about putting the ball right on the numbers, and defensively, I got to be able to take those angles right away. See where he's at, break on the football. Poor angles there by the defense. The offense took advantage. Some nice yards after the catch.
How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line?
Run game is good. Balance is good. Now listen, if the run game isn't good, then you got to pass the football a little bit more, but sometimes you got to keep them honest, take them chunk by chunk.
To the air on second down. Pulls it in. It's Polk. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. The black shirts looking to this crowd, and they are delivering energy on this big third. Oh, a lot of space. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. The Zips have their offense in high gear. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football.
Lots of running room. Wide open spaces. They make the tackle, but he's got a fresh set of downs, and it's first and goal from the 7. And the Zips, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Defense rose up, keeping its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Working that left side now. That completion takes them down to the 7-yard line, and they are ready to strike. A third and goal, and this defense feeling energy from the crowd. Looking for a man. It's Finley. On target. He's a tough, crafty back, but he couldn't find his way to the marker, and it'll be fourth down. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. This whole place going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Oh, he missed it. No good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought that was an automatic 3. Not so fast. Bad miss by the kicker.
They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
They'll see if they can find some running room on the right here. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
grabbed over the middle. It's key. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. So in their own territory, on 4th and inches, the offense will stay on the field. And the Huskers getting set on 1st and 10. They'll move the wide receiver. Handoff to the single back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. They tried to run the counter, but absolutely nothing doing.
And those counter plays take a little longer to develop sometimes. You're usually pulling 1 or 2 guys, and that penetration in the backfield can kill you, can get to the running back before he gets started.
Unloads to the right. Throws into double coverage, and it's picked off. Not a lot on the return, but they can live with that as they've got it at the 49.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
So first play of the drive coming here from their own 49. Looking to throw, it's Finley. He's got his man across the middle. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
It's important on offense to get the tight ends involved in the passing game. These are big fellas that can run. This guy's a big target, so nice job on that play.
He'll go out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
The counter play is a great play to mix in with your base concepts. Obviously, everybody flies to the football, bang. Now you pull a guy, you go backside, give him a little counter, keep the defense off balance.
And he never had a chance, just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And you hear about run blitzes. This is exactly what a run blitz is. When you know the ball's coming up the middle, you want to bring those linebackers, get them closer to the line of scrimmage, and fire. Right when the ball snaps, he's coming downhill, doing a good job creating the loss. That linebacker really knew what was going on.
3rd down, and the Husker faithful getting loud, trying to make moves to change impossible. Here's a heat. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming. Here comes the field goal unit as they'll try to take the 3. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. And this one sails through just inside that left upright. And the field goal ties it up here in the 2nd quarter.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. Threw a pick the last time they had it. They'll try to be more productive this time around. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Makes the catch. It's Ives.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
It's 1st and 10 from the 31. And he is swarmed under a host of defenders there to make the stop.
And you want to run the football. That's okay. You'll take some of these. But if they start to add up down the road, obviously you might want to think about airing it out a little bit.
Here comes the heat. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the 1st down line?
It's just so nice to have a QB under center. Nowadays in football, you can trust these guys. You put so much on their plate, and you tell them, go get positive yards when it's there. And a lot of these guys are such great athletes, they do it with ease.
Over the middle, it's Ives. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a 1st down. This drive's been productive so far. Already picked up a couple of 1st downs, now out close to midfield. Got it behind the line. It's Key. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. You don't really want to lose track of anybody, but I would say, David, especially not him.
Yeah, when you know he's really good, that's a good decision. Hey, sometimes you double, or sometimes you run the old zero coverage, like nobody covers him at all. And that's what they did right there. That's not good sound defense.
Dropping back, it's Raiola. Fakes to grab. Finding an escape route. Touchdown, Cornhuskers! catch and run for 6.
And the offense breaks the tie, takes the lead, gains some momentum. How big is this, Palmer, now going into the half with the lead, with the momentum?
Well, they break the tie, but they also break their confidence a little bit now. The opponent now has to go into the locker room probably down, and they're wondering, what adjustments do we have to make? What do we have to fix? Because we've got our work cut out for us in this game.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Zips take over in Akron, ready to get that offense to work. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my...
Oh, he's got some space. Turning on the Jets. He's at the 10. He's there to make the stop, but not before he sets up this offense. First and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost, trying to defend their own end zone. They'll keep it on the ground for first and goal. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Second down, they'll go to the air. Trying to find the end zone. And he will take it in. Touchdown, Zips.
Man, that is picture-perfect execution by this offense. That is how you close a half. Chewing up some time, getting in the end zone, a chance to tie this up and feel really good about yourself going into halftime.
Here's the return from inside his 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Scanning the field, it's Raiola. Shoots it to the left. The pass falls incomplete, and there are 8 seconds left.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Out across the 40 and forced out of bounds at the 42, and now this offense is clicking. The Cornhuskers will kick it off to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Akron has it back, ready to send that offense back onto the field. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there, still a bit short of the first down.
I like the decision by the quarterback here. Just get the ball out of your hands, get it to your playmaker. A lot of times he'll dance and make even bigger plays than he did here, but it was still a positive game.
Unloads quickly. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Zips will snap it on first and 10. Pulls and throws off the RPO. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And the Zips with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Trying the left side. Oh, better look out. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
It's a really good stop by the defense, Jesse. They need a few more. You've given them a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now. And this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
They'll play it safe and try for 3. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the And this one is perfect. And now they take the lead. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20. From the shotgun, they'll run it. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22.
Another tough run for this offense, and I think a big reason why they're down on the scoreboard right now is they just haven't been able to get this guy going. They've tried to give him the ball a lot. It just hasn't paid off, but you get the feeling, too, if they are going to crawl back in this one, they need him to break one off, and it just takes one play for this guy. Don't be impatient. You got to keep giving him the football.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. He's loose. Gets it past the marker. He'll be forced out of bounds right at the 30-yard line as they try to grind out some room. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 30. Use the play fake, now to throw. Takes a hit as he fires.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Quick handoff. It's a seam wide open. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Running through contact. What a play to get it inside the red zone, and they are set up at the 17.
Every time he touches the ball, you can feel the excitement from this home crowd because Palmer, he can go the distance with that game-breaking speed.
You're right, David.
There he goes. Got some room entered to the goal line. Touchdown, Husker. And that one will give him the lead. Well, that didn't necessarily go as planned, but it was most effective in the end.
I love it, Reese. Down in the red zone, and this quarterback didn't have anybody open. He didn't panic. He just decided, man, I'm going to go do this myself. I'm going to use my wheels and put up 6 on the board. He did just that.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Zips take over in Akron, ready to get that offense to work. You want to talk about having a weapon to bail out a drive? David, that's why kickers are so important after that long field goal.
And listen, important is a relative term. We need to make longer passes and get better gains so we don't have to kick long field goals, Palmer, again on offense.
And they've got the weapons to do that, David. They just got to be able to dial those plays up. Guys have to be able to make them one-on-one to make life easier on this kicker who is so important to this team.
Running back searching for a hole. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a 1st down.
Well, that's just tough, hard-nosed running. You need 1 yard to get. Let the running back figure it out.
Off the play fake on 1st down. Got his man in the middle. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a 1st down.
Man, it's so important when you play QB. I got to know when to put some air on it, and I got to know when to rocket that thing in there. Work in the middle of the field. He knew he needed the rocket. Threw it in there. Great job, great catch.
And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Well, that's disappointing for the offense because that's a play that you rep all week long in practice. You should be able to hit that one, no problem. The QB receiver couldn't come up with a completion.
To the air, it's Finley. Quickly to the tight end.
Man, wow, what a catch by the big fella. And when he's not open, he's open. So nice to have a big target that can make those type of catches. I imagine he'll keep throwing him the football.
They punted away on 4th down. And you just won't see a more effective punt than that, out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. The Cornhuskers ready to go back to work on offense. They are stuck deep in their own territory and trying to get out, opening the drive from their own 3. And he'll work his way out across the 10 to about the 12.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
Running behind that left side. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
This is an offense that prides themselves on being physical, so you need 1 yard. Just hand it off to your back and let him go to work.
Backed up at their own 13-yard line, it's first down. Here's the give off the left side. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Great play by the defense there, getting the tackle for loss. But on offense, your mindset has to be, we need to be the more physical team here in the second half. We've got the lead, third quarter. We want to run the ball. We've got to have more success getting our blocks and moving forward if we're going to win this game.
They'll leave it with him. There he goes. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
He'll pull it down. This defense fully aware that he can run. They stop him after a short gain.
And I feel like this defense is starting to pick up on this quarterback's MO. You've seen it, right? Like, time and time again, he is willing to scramble. He wants to carry the football, kind of apprehensive, maybe doesn't want to make a mistake. I'd love to see him maybe hang in that pocket just a little more and maybe make some plays down the field with his own.
Well, that play didn't stand a chance. I mean, nobody even blocked that guy. And he's able to get the tackle for loss.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Looking for a man. It's Raiola. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. Oh, it gives him the tough stiff arm. He gets it up to the 44-yard line. He'll be marked out of bounds right there as this offense continues to roll. The Huskers have it with a 1st and 10. They go to the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
And this D needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Makes the grab. It's on. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the first down. And the Huskers come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. He's got first down yardage as they move it to the 44.
Well, I think you're seeing the mental approach this offense is taking now. With a nice lead here late in the third quarter, they're satisfied to just run the ball and chip away at this clock. This has been a really good-looking drive. Plenty of plays. They're staying on the field. They're bleeding and ticking this clock away. Nice job there getting it done on the ground.
No question they wanted to get the ball to their playmakers, and both receivers have come up big through 3. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza. Looking to pass. It's Raiola. Fires to the wideout. How about getting the foot down on that throw for the big completion? Long drive continues as the offense keeps working the ball down the field. And some room to work. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
I just love when running backs make those decisions. And when they get close to the sideline, some will take that advantage and step out of bounds not to get hit. But I love when they do like this and stick your foot in the ground, get downhill, get some positive yards because it helps your offense on the next down.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
They're trying to throw the wide receiver screen to pick up that first down, but the defense just too much speed getting to the ball carrier on that one.
It's a makeable field goal from the 29-yard line. Let's see how aggressive they are on 3rd and long. They'll go to the ground. Picks up the first down, still moving. That is just the kind of run you want when you're trying to close out a game. The Cornhuskers had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Touch pass on the jet sweep. He's wrestled to the ground right at the 15-yard line and a big red zone opportunity here. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Going with the ground game plan. Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. The Huskers come to the ball trying to pick up this 3rd and short. Looking to throw, it's Raiola. Finds his big tight end. They make the stop at the 2, but he's got enough to give them a 1st and goal. And the Huskers, once backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost, have put quite a drive together. Pushes for the goal line. Touchdown, Nebraska! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Akron has it back, ready to send that offense back onto the field. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Fires to the big fella. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. The Zips are in the hurry-up.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You've got to put some points up.
Fires one high and deep. He's got it inside the 30. Oh, look out on the right. Touchdown, Akron. And once he got away from the D, they had no shot at catching it.
And that's 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Just continuing to find the end zone, continuing to make plays. This guy is on pace for a great season. He's put the college football world on notice.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Bell. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. And here comes the Nebraska offense back onto the field. How about that blocking up front in that running game last time as they just walked it down for a touchdown, David?
And the big boys up front doing their job. Opening holes, the backs making plays, everything.
And the Heat gets there, and they get him down at the 14-yard line.
This defense has the ability to get pressure on the QB from the edge. And that don't necessarily mean from defensive ends, but from the outside linebackers. These guys get in their sprinter stances, and they come off the ball. That outside linebacker showed you his speed right there.
Finds his man. It's Barney. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. To the air. It's Raiola. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. He's going to come up a couple of yards short of the first down.
Well, on third down, they go to the running back screen. They're able to get a couple of yards, but not enough for the first. What do?
Now, this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. He'll get it up to the 39 before he's run out of bounds, and this offense just patiently, methodically trying to do work. The Cornhuskers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. Powers through the defender. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. On the run, it's Booth. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Huskers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. Let's it fly. Complete to the right. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. And the Huskers are rolling down the field. Motion from the wide receiver. Touch pass on the run. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. To the air, it's Raiola. The short hands, it's Barney. Gets him down at the 30 after a 15-yard pickup. They are threatening, and they have a first down.
I think most offenses around the country in a situation like this with the lead late would be trying to run the football, right, or throw it short and try to bleed the clock. But this offense, man, it's still pedal to the metal. They're looking for chunk play opportunities.
The give to the back. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And after that negative play on offense with the lead late in the game, I think there's still ways that you can be creative and run the football, but not be so obvious. So zone read type plays, fake dives and pitches to the running back to get him outside, jet sweeps. You can find other ways to keep the clock moving, even though the defense knows you're going to run it.
Not many hiccups on this drive, but it's 2nd and 13 now. They'll try the run. And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain.
I think if you're offense here, the game boils down to this one play on 3rd down with the lead late. If you get the first down, that's ball game. There's not enough time left for the defense to get it back and go march down the field. So let's dial up our best play offensively. Let's make sure our best players are tough.
Touchdown, Cornhuskers! All that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Missouri is just boat racing them right now, thanks to an offense that's putting up video game numbers. They're up by 35 over Kansas. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. At the 35, he's got room. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. Back to pass, it's Finley. Got it in the middle, it's Newell. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. Looking downfield on first down. Deep shot for the end zone. And it's grabbed for the late touchdown. And how about this? It's not over yet.
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a one-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stopped? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back. Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time. When you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those one play at a time, and then look up, and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah, David, they just had ice in their veins, and you can tell there's tremendous leadership on this football team. Guys can step up, and in the huddle, they can make sure that everybody else is focused to the task at hand in order to get the W.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football. What a scene, a spectacle, a cavalcade of dancing lights trying to hype this crowd into a frenzy, and it's working because they know what a huge matchup is in store. Welcome to Memorial Stadium, Lincoln, Nebraska, and home of the Cornhuskers. As we'll see, the Rebels taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Nebraska Cornhuskers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Excellent job by the kick coverage team. A pretty minimal gain on that return. So the Nebraska Cornhuskers offense will get the football first. I know Bo Nix has the single-season completion record, but this guy may make a run for it if he has many more games. Last one, David.
It was crazy. I mean, it was interesting to watch, man. Just in a rhythm, not fooled, like just so confident, knew his answers to the test before the questions were even asked. And defensively, that presents a huge challenge. And Jesse, how do you want to attack it? Because something has to change after that last game we saw.
Yeah, I think one of the big keys for him having that kind of day and that kind of accuracy was his offensive line gave him a lot of time to survey the field and throw darts. So if you're on defense here, you've got to find a way to disrupt his rhythm. You've got to be able to get pressure on him. You don't necessarily have to get him to the ground and sack him, but the ball has got to come out early. You cannot let him sit back there.
Turning it on! They get it out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. The Cornhuskers have it with a 1st and 10. From the shotgun, the inside give.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
6-yard pickup on 1st down. Leaves him with 2nd and 4. Got a man. It's Nelson. Crosses the 35. Out of bounds there. Nice pickup on the play. Spotted at the 32. The Huskers are moving quickly down the field. Quarterback flips it ahead quickly to the receiver. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. And the Huskers now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. Looking downfield, it's Raiola. Throws for the tight end. Nice defensive play to get a hand in there and knock it away.
And you could tell the QB found a matchup he liked, and that was a tight end running that 7 route or that corner route, trying to make a play, trying to give him the football, but really, really nice coverage on the back end. Not letting that big fella get his body on it and toast him up. Doing a good job getting his hand on the football, swatting it to the ground.
Now on 4th down, they'll settle for a field goal try. And the holder will place it down on the left hash, a 47-yard try coming. And it slips just inside that right upright. And the first points of the day come on that field goal.
And they don't get 7 on that opening drive, but they get 3. And this place is rocking. Night games are always so loud, so obnoxious, and these fans, they get something to cheer about with that first offensive possession.
And And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Rebels offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. Let's take a quick second to call out some of the impact players their coaches mentioned in meetings this week. Anything you guys heard that really resonated with you?
Yeah, I love when coaches talk about guys that bring it every single day. Like, that we can depend on them. They can get other guys lined up. They're always motivated. They're always being a great teammate. These are the guys that coaches love.
And big-time players make big plays in big games, right? These are the guys that have to play well if they're going to win games like this. It'll be interesting to see what they do today.
Got his man on the right. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
The Rebels want to crank the tempo.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
They've got it to the 49-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
And when you get zone coverage and you're running curls and the wide receiver sprints off the ball, you know what happens? That DB starts to bail, and that wide receiver comes back.
Oh, a lot of space. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first.